Today we will be trying out FC Pirates 4-1-3-2 formation custom tactics. Now we did a video on his 4-2-3-1 second variation custom tactics last week. You guys seem to like it. I'm still using those custom tactics. I had a little few of my own twists with this one. But with FC Pirates tactics, they are all pretty much the same, and we'll jump into it shortly. And one difference that I did make, and he did suggest to me in my messages. And once again, big ups to FC Pirate for letting me use these custom tactics, try them out, make a video on it. For the safest and cheapest FC25 coins, make sure you head on over to u7buy.com and use my code Davis at checkout for 6% off your order. The links are in the description or the pinned comment down below. The code for his custom tactics are on the screen right now, as you can see, F8D3Z9AMPC $. It will also be pinned in the comments down below. Now he's also got like all of the stuff here if you want to read through that, basically explaining how it works. The key one here is use a D-pad to change between attack and defending. Now he didn't include the attacking and defending variants of the 4-1-3-2, so I did make my own attacking and defending ones, which I'll show you guys. It's really simple. You're just basically changing the attacking or the player focus for the players in their player roles and making them more attacking or defending. Of course, it's 4-1-3-2. Now the build-up style is counter and the defensive approach is 45, but you can always turn that up. This one is really just personal preference, but I do have it on 45. Now you want to have one striker as a poacher. Now as well, you could also have him as an advanced forward. So my Correa is an advanced forward, so it could make sense for me to use the player role as an advanced forward. For the sake of trying the tactics out, I did stick with a poacher. It's not too much of a big deal if you do want to make him an advanced forward, but poacher I think is definitely best for your left striker, because your right striker is going to be that false 9. The focus only has one focus and it is build up, but having that false 9 is key in this formation. Drops deep into the midfield, helps with the midfield, helps with the playmaking, and Griezmann is of course perfect with that false 9 player role plus. Now both your right mid and left mid are going to be inside forwards. Now I have Kingsley Coman set to attack and in my left sided one set to balance. Now the centre mid here, now this is the difference, or one differential I did with his original. Now he has his centre mid as a deep lying playmaker. Now I have him set as a box to box, and what he did message me when I was talking to him about this formation, he said you can change the centre mid spot to box if you want more attacking support from the middle, but it can leave you more open at the back. Now I played a couple games with him as a deep lying playmaker, and I felt like I was missing that extra player in the box. So I am using Alex Garcia as a box to box, and when we get into the gameplay, you guys will see how important and good the box to box actually was for me. So I will just move my webcam down. I always forget to do that when I record these. Here we go. Now you guys can see the box to box. But yeah, anyways, so you can have him as a deep lying playmaker, or you can be a little bit more risky and have him as a box to box. I personally preferred Alex Garcia as a box to box. Now it is very important. Your CDM is simply going to be a holding and focus defend. That is crucial. Now both your fullbacks, or your right back and left back, are both going to be fullbacks, not wing backs or attacking wing backs. If you want to flick one of them up to a wing back or an attacking wing back, go for it. But if you are especially using the role as a box to box, then you will want to have the fullbacks because you want as much defensive support as possible. In the clips that you guys will see shortly, the fullbacks, you're going to have to manually trigger the runs when they're on the overlap. Say I have my Kingsley Coman as the inside forward, and I have Frimpong wanting him to make that run, but he's not because he's a fullback, of course, so he's playing a lot more reserved. Then you'll just have to manually do that, which we do mention later on. But having them as fullbacks is very, very crucial. Both your defenders just simply both on defense. So this is kind of how it looks in game. The inside forward balance, obviously not as pushed up as high as the inside forward on attack. The false 9 being Griezmann, a little bit deeper than your poacher striker. Garcia, of course, as a box to box with Gravenberch behind. Then you've got the two fullbacks. Very, very nice formation, pretty balanced. Now what we did do as well is we set up a defensive and a attacking variant of it as well. Now the defensive variant, I'll get the code on the screen after it comes up. Defensive variant code is on the screen right now. We essentially just turned Garcia from a box to box to a deep lying playmaker on defense, and other than that, I think we just turned Coman down from inside forward attack to defensive balance, but I'm not sure if you copy the codes, if it puts in the build-up style and stuff, or the changes the line height, so you might have to do this yourself. We have the build-up style on counter still, but the defensive approach down to only 25, because this is of course only if you're defending a lead. This is only when you're going to want to go defensive. For attacking, the build-up style is counter, and the defensive approach is high with a line height of 80. As for this one, I think we just made our fullbacks wingbacks, and that's it. Obviously we made Garcia back to box and made the fullbacks wingbacks. Of course we have the line height a lot higher as well, so the code for the attacking variant is on the screen right now. But of course the default tactic is what you're going to be wanting to use for 90% of the time, or 70-80% of the time. Defensive if you're up by 2 goals, I'd say, and then attack if you just need a goal and you're a goal behind. Once again, the only difference between my tactic here and FC Pirate's original one is the centre mid. From a deep lying playmaker, I made mine a box to box, and he did say you can do that. It's completely up to you, and it just depends what you would rather prioritize. So I'll once again leave that up to you. Of course, the code at the beginning of the video is FC Pirates. You can put that in, and then you can just edit it yourself and change that from that deep lying playmaker to a box to box if you want. It's up to you. Let's get into the gameplay, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll showcase what I love about this formation, how it looks in position, and I'll give it an overall rating out of 10 at the end. Why not? We have a few gameplay clips here just to showcase the formation, how it looks in position, and also focusing on the importance of the box to box center mid, or of course originally you can use them as a deep lying playmaker. Now I have my center mid set to box, and as you can see, that is Alex Garcia, and he is making that run, of course, into the box. Now if you use him as a box to box player role, then he's that extra player in the box when you're attacking. But if you use him as a deep lying playmaker, then of course you're a lot more stable when it comes to defending. So it's really just down to personal preference. Now in this clip here, we have our inside forward being Kingsley Coman, and as you can see in the bottom right, we have circled just on the screen our fullback. Now with the right back and left back both being on fullback, you'll have to trigger the manual run. So I looked at Frimpong, double tapped L1, LB if you are on the Xbox, to trigger that run. It is so important to trigger the runs yourself. You will have to do it manually with your fullbacks because they are a fullback. They're not a wingback or attacking wingback, so they won't make those overlapping runs as often. So it is really important to, of course, trigger the runs with your fullbacks yourself. You could just say, well, why don't you just make your fullbacks a wingback or attacking wingback instead? Well, this formation, especially if you're playing the centre mid as a box to box, you're really only going to have your holding midfielder staying back, so you need the fullbacks to remain as fullbacks, unless of course you're looking for a goal and going attacking. So make sure to manually trigger those runs with your fullbacks. And another case here of our box to box being the centre mid, Alex Garcia, where he needs to be in the right time. I loved Alex Garcia. He was sat deep, but not as deep as my holding midfielder being Gravenberch when defending. Of course, he's that extra player in the box as I mentioned earlier when attacking, but you are a little, you're having that extra player pushed up a little bit further instead of having him as a deep lying playmaker. So you'll have to just alter that to how you want. But I really love this formation. My two biggest key notes of this formation for you before you guys go and play with it is, first of all, decide what you want to do with the centre mid. If you use him as a deep lying playmaker, it'll be more reserved and you will be missing that extra player in the box. You'll still occasionally make the runs in the box, but a whole lot less often. But you'll be a lot more stable defensively, or you can use the centre mid as a box to box and he'll be in the box more, but you can be caught out on transition, and if you get hit on the counter attack, then you can be caught out if you have him as a box to box. It's very important if you're having him as a box to box to have both of your right back and left back, keep them as fullbacks because you need that extra defensive support. So of course, if you have your inside forward and you want your fullbacks to make an overlapping run, then you will have to do that manually yourself. But all in all, I really like this formation. It's different, but I like it. It took me a couple games to gel with it. I think we played 6 or 7 games with it in Division 3. And hey man, I really did enjoy it. It's a solid formation. If I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a solid 8 to 8.5 out of 10. My favorite is the 4-2-3-1 second variation, which FC Pirate also made last week. That is on the channel. I'm giving that like a 9 or a 9.5. I love that, and I also love the 4-3-3. But hey, it's a great formation. Try it out and let me know down below what you guys think of it.